Hi, it's Steve Torzo, the founder of Wholesale Investor. Thanks for joining us for this video. Basically, in this video, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of some of the things that we've been working on for 2023 and then what we're going to be looking to roll out in 2024. And the purpose is to provide you some insights as to some of the product changes they're making, some of the business models we're changing, and also some of the new things that we're adding going forward. So to give you the first spec, to help you understand what we're sort of offering right now to companies from an offering perspective, is effectively our product range is typically between 12K and 28K. And in that product range, we have these 5 different elements that we typically provide, which is one, our Crisp Capital HQ software. And as you know, we're going to be rebranding that to Capital HQ. We provide media solutions, which you'll see via our CEO interviews and the production that we do from events. We provide promotional solutions, as you would have seen from the emails that we send out and communicate. Obviously, conference and event participation is part of that. And then also we provide capital raising education as well. So all these fall under the banner of what would be currently a subscription. And typically our subscriptions go for 12 months with companies. Now, effectively inside of that, to give people an idea, we've actually got, I say 100,000 records, but over the time, we've actually got now 200,000 records inside our CRM. Our distribution has reached up to 50,000, and that's the combination of we've got our investor distribution, and then also we've built a separate list for all sort of founders and CEOs that we've spoken with over time or that have expressed interest in our services as well. Inside the Crisp ecosystem sits now 23,000. Of course, that's going to be changing over to Capital HQ. And we've got brand presence now across 3 different countries in Australia, Singapore, and also the UK. And here's some of the testimonials which you can actually see online from some of the people that we've actually worked with. So what does the future look like for us? Now, obviously, what I just showed you is our core product. But what it looks like going forward is, as I said, that the Capital HQ will be an important rebrand because no one really understands what CRISP stands for. But with Capital HQ, it's very logical what it is, what it actually is, just from the name itself. So the way we're thinking about things on the product side is that Capital HQ is going to be a software-driven solution. And we will be implementing a freemium strategy for that product. And most importantly, we're going to provide flexibility in the options for companies. So for the first time, we're going to be providing companies with the ability to do 3, 6, and 12 months options with our software-only solutions, that is. And also we're going to be giving companies the option to go into stealth mode as well. So what happens is sometimes when companies finish capital raising, they often think that there's no more sort of use for what they're doing with the sort of work that they do with us. Well, obviously we've invested into an investor relations and we were strong believers in engagement. And effectively what this does is allows companies to go into a stealth mode where they're effectively not paying us, but they can still utilize the software to engage, with their potential investors. Now, we know there are obviously many companies that are in sort of continuous capital raising mode because the agile capital raising method has become a lot more popular. But really, I suppose the thinking behind this is that we want to provide people with flexibility and options going forward from the software perspective. So that's step 1. Now, step 2 is one of the big product milestones we're going for is to help companies create a deal room within seconds and then be connecting with investors in minutes. Now, why that is absolutely vital is because even though the setting up of a room doesn't actually take that long in terms of a time standpoint, what happens is let's say even if a company spends 1 hour on a room or 2 hours on their room, effectively when they're doing that, they're doing it when they're super busy. So effectively trying to get sort of 1 hour here, 2 hours there, etc., can often end up going across weeks and months because of actually how busy they are. We've now got this down to a point where we've got a range of different prompts which we're going to be executing from a product perspective, which helps them create their deal room within seconds and be connecting with investors in minutes, and also creates for them a capital raising hack as well from a content perspective. The other part is designed to do, it's really designed to help companies clearly articulate what they do. You probably would have noticed we work with a lot of technical businesses. And the reality is they are often not the best at actually communicating what they do. And a lot of time what we spend is actually simplifying messages and helping companies sort of articulate it. So that will be a really important thing from our standpoint is that we will be effectively saving companies weeks and months of time in the creation of this material because it's all going to be generated for them. So that's the next big product milestone for us. And the reason why that's important is because not only does it help with the Capital HQ offering, but also then it helps with some of the other product offerings we're going to be looking to roll out as well. Now, part of the expansion of what we're going to be doing, whilst we're most known for venture opportunities, you would have noticed in the last 12 months, by design, we started working with a lot more sort of property and fund managers, and that's going, and also credit opportunities as well. That is going to continue going forward. With digital asset opportunities, they tend to, when crypto or sort of Bitcoin goes through sort of its boom cycles, typically we see a lot more sort of digital asset opportunities coming about. But effectively, everything else we've worked with over time, it's just going to be a lot more pronounced in the way in which we market what we do. But from a destination standpoint, we want to reposition ourselves from being a venture destination to a private markets opportunity, because whilst there is obviously a lot of venture related opportunities, the private markets is the space for us to go afterwards, because it is massive. It's not just massive in Australia, it is massive globally. And there is so many more financial opportunities come out. And obviously that is what our audience of both high net worth, professional investors, and just deal makers in general, and family offices are looking for themselves to invest into, and often looking to raise for at the same time as well. Now, the addressable market, I said, I haven't really changed this from a status. Like, it's a big market that we're actually going after for next year. What I do highlight, though, is the way we can access that market is through obviously data subscriptions, LinkedIn, referrals, inbound, Apollo, Crunchbase. We're big believers in investing into different data subscriptions. But as a business, to give you an idea, right now, the majority of our revenue actually comes from renewals and referrals, and also inbound opportunities coming into the company. Like, we do not spend any money on marketing. And then going forward, as we start to become more pronounced in these other areas as well, we expect to get inbound from those range of different opportunities. From a product timeline standpoint, effectively the next 12 months, this is our roadmap for the next 12 months as far as what we're going to be building out. So whether you're thinking about opportunities for, looking at investing into WI, or you're looking at collaborating with us from a revenue perspective or from a channel partner perspective, or you're looking at international opportunities with us, this is the roadmap for us going forward from a product perspective. And each of these has their own sort of financial opportunity relevant for you. So effectively, and by the way, I will describe what the ones you may not know shortly. So the Flow Connect product was actually initially an idea given to me by an investment banker in Singapore. And really what it's designed to do is, in our world, or for every fund manager, every investment banker, often if they're going to meet with 100 different companies, the reality is there is nothing that they can do with effectively 99 or 99.5 out of those 100 companies that they meet with. There's nothing they can do with them. They can't generate any revenue from them. They can't mandate at them, because they're just not in their sort of profile as far as what they're looking for, right? So often those 99% of meetings end up sort of evolving to nothing. So effectively what we're doing is we're helping to take right now almost a dead zone and turn it into an opportunity, right? So effectively, think about it. Right now, they can monetize 1% of the meetings that they have, or 1% of the deals that they come through. Now they have a potential to massively expand the way in which they can monetize it through our Flow Connect product. And it's a very simple idea. It's specifically only for fund managers, investment bankers, and corporate finance group, typically attached to brokers and so forth. It is literally just for that audience and that audience only, and allows them to actually monetize what they sometimes may be doing now, right? Just as part of sort of what they do, but mostly what they're not doing, because there's literally nothing in it for them to actually do it. We're going to assist them in monetizing it. The last big area for us that we'll be looking to expand into is in the acquisition opportunities area of both businesses and IP. So, now we're not talking about the sort of traditional businesses for sales type listings. We're talking about in our specific areas of interest. The reality is there's a big gap between what sort of business broking does and then investment banking. There's this whole middle space that pretty much goes unserviced, and a lot of people aren't sort of focused on it too much, but there's a significant opportunity that sits within inside of it, especially with our database, especially with our marketplace, and especially with who the people we deal with day in and day out. So we'll be providing this and once again, it'll be all under that same pricing of the Capital HQ sort of pricing model that I was showing beforehand, but we'll be providing an online and software driven opportunity for this. So whether there be advisors that are working with assisting companies in this area, or whether it be companies looking to sort of test their potential from an acquisition standpoint, so going forward, we will have opportunities for this. And you probably would have seen that, over the next 5 to 10 years will be one of the largest succession processes for baby boomers looking to exit their businesses going forward. And we'll be looking to sort of build partnerships in that area with different groups that can help, in this process. And there's a whole range of different services on the fringes of that. So that will be a big area for us going forward as well. So the private markets opportunity, the acquisitions or the succession opportunity, and then likewise, what I was talking about on the advisory side, all those three elements nicely mixed together. So for us as a service going forward, anything that's capital markets related or capital transaction related, will be able to be facilitated via our platform, and we're just playing our role as being an enabler and I suppose an organization or an organizer of information related to those different transactions. So basically, as a summary, this is us. This is still us as far as what we're building and what we're working towards. But we've been working incredibly hard, as a business. From 2021, we had to do like everyone else. We had to make a pivot because we were mostly events focused before that. 2021 and 2020 and 2021, we spent a lot of time scaling. We expanded into the UK. We acquired an AFSL, and then this year we also rolled out our channel partner opportunity. And that was really significant because, not only did we start helping make channel partners build businesses around from what we're doing as a service standpoint, but now it creates a new layer of opportunity for the entire ecosystem to not only, obviously they can monetize what we've built from an infrastructure standpoint, but really they can actually create more value in their own businesses utilizing what we've actually invested in and built. Now, the second part to that is, of course, we'll be offering master license opportunities over the next 12 months as well for different countries, and there'll be exclusive international master license opportunities. And that will be important for us because we're really focused on scaling over the next 12 months. And with those product implementations that I mentioned about making it really more efficient, you can imagine when we can help companies get to the standpoint where all they need to do is provide us with a pitch deck, website URL, and a LinkedIn company page URL, and within seconds they can have a deal room 80 to 90% created. That is an absolute game changer for a lot of the companies that we work with, because it's often a struggle for them, whether it be creating pitch decks, whether it be doing content is just always a struggle for a founder because it's very hard to get in the headspace to write it. So this is where we can play a massive role in assisting with that. So I hope you enjoyed hearing our outline for 2024. We're very excited about what's to come. We look forward to you joining us in the journey. If you have any questions, you all have my email address, so feel free to email me directly, and I look forward to working with you next year.